Good morning, USA. This is Mr. Nick, your host. How y'all doing? Anyway, in today's news, so what is the left-licking media doing out there? Spreading false rumors. Give me one moment here. We'll just So anyway, the left-licking media is out there spreading a false narrative that many of the establishment, Republicans, and liberal idiots in office want you to. They want us to believe what they say. Things are getting just ridiculous out there, American Patriots. Stand tall, stand proud, stay strong. This fight isn't over yet. And this is just some of the stuff here. We're gonna go to this article. I want to show you how crazy this is. Antifa leftist riots in Phoenix. CNN blames Trump's angry, divisive speech. I don't know. I watched his speech. I didn't see anything angry about it. I saw him being angry about the violence they're creating, that the fascists are creating. The fascists are Antifa. They are the terrorist group. That's period. That's it. Problem solved. Well, the problem isn't solved. But that is what is the truth. They are nothing but a terrorist group. And there's no KKK, no fascist USA, no blah blah blah, no Trump, blah blah blah. It's fascist. It's terrorist. Their only goal is to terrorize you and I. Don't buy into it. Okay, so this is by Ian Mason. Rioting broke out among leftists in the aftermath of President Donald Trump's Tuesday rally in Phoenix, Arizona. Police responded with tear gas and rubber bullets. Could respond, why don't they just respond with angry German shepherds? So shortly after the president's speech ended and night fell in Phoenix, protesters began to throw water bottles and scream obscenities at police. And it's getting absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to go ahead and play the video for you on this one, and we'll move on to another story, which I think is better. Anyway, I think many in this world have lost their marbles. A long time ago, actually. So this is from Jason Pohl at Pohl_Jason. Hundreds just dispersed, but hundreds more staying chanting. Police incited violence. Hashtag Trumping PHX, Trumping Phoenix, and then at AZ Central. After being told to dispense, some refused to do so. CBS News reported they were met with tear gas and less lethal rounds, commonly known as rubber bullets. And then this is at CBS News. There's a tweet. I'm breathing tear gas right now. My eyes are tearing up and it's not pretty here. Hashtag it care. And, well, what did he do? You know, if you're a reporter and you're getting in the way of the police doing their job, then shame on you. You know, back up and let them do their job, then go up and see if you can question them. That would be my, you know, my take on it. You know, cameras are strong enough. Those cameras are strong enough. They can get it from a pretty good far distance, and probably the voice, the sound as well, the audio as well. This all is just, it's becoming way too ridiculous and way too unstable. And many of these people who are George Soros paid are guilty of treason in my book. This is a sad time, but yet a happy time. As if you're Christian, you know what's likely to come not too long after all this nonsense. So this is Joseph Paul at Paul_Jason. As sun sets and all eyes turn to comments inside, thousands of demonstrators showed no signs of leaving anytime soon. Hashtag Trump in Phoenix General, at AZ Central. Oh, these people are just losing it. Antifa. The Antifa are looking for Trump supporters who cross the barricade into the protest. Alright. This is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I know I condone violence. However, if you're an American patriot, you know, gun-toting citizen, just stay protected. Just stay protected. This is getting atrocious. These groups like Antifa, they need to be locked up. They need to be able to be locked up and with the key thrown away. This is stupid. Give me just a moment, we'll bring up another article here, and anyway, hey, just in case some of you are new here, you are watching Good Morning USA with Mr. Nick, your host. Hope you're enjoying it so far. I know I'm probably not as exciting as the other guys. Anyway, so let's see what the left lickers are doing here again. Watch Phoenix protesters take a pepper ball to the groin and wonder why. In footage reported by Phoenix, Arizona CBS affiliate KPHO, an apparent Antifa protester in the vicinity of Phoenix Convention Center, the site of a rally hosted by President Donald Trump, was hit by a pepper ball. After kicking one of the pepper balls out of the way, the protester took the pepper ball in the groin and afterward was seen being helped out of the street by another individual. Alright, let's see if I can get it. Ready, my friends? Ready? Set, go. Well, I thought I was going to play. Come on.
See the crowd backing up, but still facing that line of officers in defiance.
Nate, you just saw one of the protesters go up there and actually kick a can of that.
Out here that are kicking the pepper spray back, and a guy just got shot with a rubber bullet. That guy that you're looking at right now.
give me one moment, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do this not in the usual way I would do it. Gonna get the computer updated and upgraded a little bit and go from there. Alright, we're coming along here. Bear with me a minute. And, okay, we're going to try this again. Watch Phoenix protesters take protester takes a pepper ball to the groin. I wished it would play for me.
Saw one of the protesters go up there and actually kick a can of that.
That are kicking the pepper spray back, and a guy just got shot with a rubber bullet. That guy that you're looking at right now just got hit with what I think is with the rubber bullet. He looks hurt. So yeah, the officers.
So that's all you're gonna be able to hear is the audio. I guess you can't watch because the ad is taking up the whole video. So that's not cool. And this hands-on CPR only ad comes up when I try to play the video. And it takes up the whole video rather than just take up a portion of the screen. That's completely weird. Okay, and here's a... So anyway, folks, why don't we grab a little coffee while we're waiting here? It's a little slower method here that I'm using, and I apologize. But anyway, good morning, USA. Grab your coffee, sit down and spell with me. And we're going to watch that left-looking media along with their loony partners in Congress and the Senate. I should say they're loony bed partners in the Congress and Senate. And my apologies, one of these devices is not working very good. I'm going to try to reload it here, hang on. Give me a few seconds and just take a sip of coffee. We'll get this together here, and then we'll get onto our weather, I think. How's that sound? And then, of course, me, personally, I gotta get out to my garden. I got 2 very tall tomato plants, a couple blueberry plants, and a nice rhubarb plant. Alright, let's see, you know what? I'd like to go to Breitbart News, but that website seems to be having some issues. So, we'll go to... Let's see what we can come up with here. Let's go to Conservative Tribune and see what they have to offer. Oh, anyways, my friends. Oh, are you guys interested in this one? Law school professor pens essay explaining how eclipse is racist. How is the eclipse racist? Here, this should be funny. This should be funny. Law school professor penned essays. Law school professor penned essays explaining Penn's essay explaining how eclipse is racist. I can't believe this. Are you looking forward to Monday's solar eclipse, the first full eclipse to hit the United States in decades? You filthy, filthy racist. That's at least the take of Brooklyn Law School professor Alice Ristoff, who used a staggering 4,544 words in the Atlantic to explaining why the phenomenon of the moon blocking the sun just wasn't diverse enough for her taste. On August 21st, 2017, a total solar eclipse will arrive mid-morning on the coast of Oregon. Ristoff writes, the moon's shadow will be about 70 miles wide, and it will race across the country faster than the speed of sound, exiting the eastern seaboard shortly before 3 p.m. local time. It has been dubbed the Great American Eclipse, and along most of the path there live almost no black people. Are you serious? This is about a solar eclipse. So, yeah, really? The movements of the firmament are indeed unconcerned with, well, privilege, although one would imagine Ristoff would be aware of this. To be fair, Ristoff does note that presumably this is not explained by the implicit bias of the solar system. It is a matter of population density, and more specifically geographic variations in population density, by race for which the sun and the moon cannot be held responsible. Still, an eclipse chaser is always tempted to believe that the skies are relaying a message, Ristoff said. Among some of the problematic exclusions, the eclipse will alight upon Oregon, a blue state which had a provision in the original state constitution of 1857 that prohibited any free Negro or mulatto from entering and residing in the states. Wyoming and Idaho, which don't have many minorities, and most of those are Latino American Indian and Alaskan. Rural Illinois, where the KKK used to be very active. Leavenworth, Kansas, where the percentage of blacks among all federal prisoners is close to 40%. All innocent, of course. Oh, they're all innocent, no matter what. They're all innocent, no matter what, apparently. Apparently, this is where they're going with that. They're not. Well, do you really need to ask? While not a particularly difficult article to understand, the overarching argument Ristoff makes is about as coherent as Pinkan novel is to a second grader. For its medium, it's also about as long, although nowhere near as well written. Nearest I can understand it is basically that the Electoral College and 2 senators per state is very, very bad thing that disfranchises African Americans and stuff that, that doesn't have an awful lot to do with the sun and moon. But people got tired of hearing liberal wingbags rant about the Senate and Electoral College by last December, so I'm guessing leaning on the eclipse for a news peg was the only way she could get her missive published. The shadow of the moon doesn't care where it falls. Who lives below, and in certain respects, the federal government designed in our Constitution doesn't care where people live either, Ristoff says. And why should they? They're the government. They're not our moms and dads. They're not our families. They're not our close friends. They're not our allies. They're the federal government. Who the hell gives a shit? I don't. You know, I'm gonna be flat out blunt with you guys. I'm actually just peep poor. I don't have hardly any money. I'm doing this all on my own. I don't have the only costs are what I'm using here. It costs me a lot of time though. But I frankly I don't want the federal government. I don't want any government that fully involved in my life. If they are, then there's a problem. And I mean, there are many agencies, there are many Christian churches out there that are willing to help. I mean, if you're really in a bad, tight situation, churches can help you with food. Sometimes they can even help you with shelter assistance. Sometimes they can even help you with utility assistance, you know, heat in the wintertime. The air in the summer, you don't really need the air, you just need to find an innovative way to cool. So, we'll probably be doing some pretty good experimentation here soon. There's ways you can, in fact, there's several videos. I don't know if I'll make a video on it or not, but I'll explain it to you at some point. If you can't afford an air conditioner, for instance, there are plenty of ways you can kind of create your own little unit. One is I've seen people cut a circle just large enough for the fan to fit over or snugly fit into in a cooler, a styrofoam cooler, or a regular cooler if you got a strong enough saw to cut into a plastic cooler, you know, the igloo type. Then you go in and you cut a hole into that and put the ice in it, put a fan in it, turn it on. And I mean, you could even use a more powerful fan to push that air around. And, you know, they should do something to help cool the air. Oh, anyway, let's get back with this article here. Anyway, this gives state, okay, that's a bad thing to list off because it gives states certain rights. But the equal power of states was enshrined at a time when states served white people. And never since have states' rights been a particularly effective mechanism for racial equality. Let me here point out that Ristoff teaches in the state of New York, but apparently feels that she's in the state. Okay, that feels that states' autonomy doesn't allow it. What? Oh, anyway. The capacity to be sufficiently liberal on issues of race, I'll leave that one out there for summary judgment. But perhaps the strange part of the eclipse suggests a need for reorganization, Ristoff concludes. We have figured out more or less how to count every person. We have not yet found a political system in which every person counts equally. This, of course, isn't the point of a large federal republic that has to balance state and federal interests. In Ristoff's argument that this is all set up deliberately to disenfranchise African Americans are weak when they even exist at all. Nowhere in her screed does it explain why nobody complained the Electoral College was racist. When Barack Obama won it twice, or how the Senate was racist when Democrats were in control of it. Don't bother looking for it. At any rate, the eclipse is not racist. The American government is not racist. That was all set up way back when, and set up well before new history could take place. So, don't buy into this liberal bullshit garbage. Just don't even buy into it. Enough is enough. And I gotta tell you, I've got two very strong, very staunch liberal relatives. in my belief, my firm belief is they're getting disgusted by their own party's ludicrous insanity. You know, things like coming out and holding a fake head of Donald J. Trump, our president. Actors going out on a limb, so to speak. You know, in other countries, those people would be shot to death on sight. So you liberals better get your jack act together and knock this crap off. Like I said, I have at least two very liberal members of my family that they appear to be getting very, very disgusted by their own party. And at least one of those family members prefers to protect the Second Amendment. So, if she's liberal and she's for the Second Amendment and the First Amendment, then, let's back that truck up a little bit. And the Liberal Party, the liberal people in Congress and the Senate better get their act together, because there's going to be some much smarter liberals coming up your way, and they're going to bite you in the ass. Oh, however, it's refreshing to see someone vociferate 4,500 words on how a solar eclipse proves the Constitution is racist. I look forward to a future missives about how the Mitsubishi eclipse is emblematic of white privilege, how Eclipse Gum proves that Michael Brown was murdered, and how Total Eclipse of the Heart demonstrates how Russians hacked our voting machines. Bonnie Tyler, more like Banishka Todorova. And if you like this comment, please like, share, feed on Facebook and Twitter if you agree that Ristov's article is bunk. What are your thoughts on the professor's article? Scroll down to comment below. This is off of the Conservative Tribune. And we'll get a couple more articles in today. How's that sound? A little bit longer episode than yesterday's, but not too much longer. We're already at 27 minutes, it looks like. I tell you, many of these liberals that are currently in office, they're screwed up in their head. Not only that, they stink so bad I think there's something in their pants. Oh boy. Good morning, USA. Well, here's something a little off the President Trump thing here. This is from Western Journalism. Fox News. Fox News' Carl Cameron set to retire after 22 years with the network. He held several positions with the network during his 22-year tenure. This is by Martin Walsh. Fox News Channel's chief political correspondent Carl Cameron is retiring after more than 22 years with the network, according to Axios. Cameron joined Fox News in 1996 as a political correspondent and has long been at the forefront of its political coverage. In an email to colleagues, Cameron said he will always be immensely grateful for the relationship's experience and many lessons over the last 2 decades. I'm honored and overwhelmed to have been a part of it at your congressional correspondent chief, congressional correspondent, chief White House correspondent, and most of all, chief political correspondent, Cameron wrote. Cameron touched on many of the experiences and memorable moments of his Fox News years, such as former President Bill Clinton's impeachment, the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks, Hurricane Katrina, and Barack Obama becoming the first African-American president of the United States. And lo and behold, Barack Obama was not the first African American. He just might be black, but he's Kenyan. Yeah. Because he still hasn't produced a birth certificate, not a real one. So, in a prepared statement for Fox, President Jay Wallace said, Carl has been the heart and soul of our political journalism for the entire existence of Fox News. That's quite a statement, huh? We are immensely proud of his exemplary reporting in the halls of Congress, the White House briefing room, and most notably on the presidential campaign trail as the indelible campaign Carl. We are incredibly sad to see him go, but we understand his desire to retire and embark on a new chapter after a storied and stellar career, Wallace added. An icon of the cable news generation hangs up the mic and comes off the campaign trail, Wallace said via Twitter. Jay Wallace. This is a different Wallace than the other Wallace. I don't know who's better, Jay Wallace or Chris Wallace. I don't know if they're even related. At Jay Wallace tweets, an icon of the cable news generation hangs up the mic and comes off the campaign trail. Fox News' Carl Cameron set to retire. Cameron has become the network. Has been with the network for 22 years. Several others congratulated Cameron on his retirement and spoke about the impact he had in their careers at Fox News. To Carl Cameron, my friend and colleague of 20 plus years, congrats on your retirement. You will be missed by all at Fox News. Don't be a stranger, Fox News anchor Brett Baer said. Carl was the best mentor I could have ever asked for, and will be so missed at Fox News. Happy retirement, friend. Fox News national correspondent Lauren Blanchard said. And then she tweets it out. She put it on Twitter. I'm not going to read it. I'm going to move on. Oh man, campaign Carl Cameron is retiring after 22 years at Fox News. Bon voyage, Carl, said Fox News contributor Guy Benson. Cameron's email told his colleagues they haven't seen the last of him or his wife, Maria Hopkins, and that he wasn't going away for good. What do you think? Scroll down and comment below. This is from the Conservative Tribune. Correct me if I didn't quite get that right. So let's see what our friend President Trump is up to. This one is politics. It's from the Conservative Tribune by Benjamin Ari on August 21st, 2017 at 3:10 p.m. This is a little old, but it's at the top of their feed. All right. Well, I guess it's not old. Is it the 20? Yeah, it's the 23rd. It's a couple days too old. But it's at the top of their feed, which is unusual. Developing. Fox News jolted hosts crying on air. Wonder how the host got jolted. Fox News may be facing a serious shakeup in the next several weeks, at least if the predictions of pundits are correct. Journalists such as Peter Barry Chauka have noticed a trend on Fox contributors struggling to support Donald Trump since his controversial response to the violence in Charlottesville, Virginia on August 12th. Again, nothing controversial about his comments on that topic, period. There just was nothing controversial. He was trying to lay out his message in the best way he could. And I thought it was quite moving. And he's not racist, nor are you and I patriots, American patriots. Don't believe the bullshit. Just don't believe the BS. So anyway, in Charlottesville, Virginia on August 12th, since his controversial response to the violence in Charlottesville, Virginia on August 12th, now there's they're predicting that an internal civil war could be happening at the right-leaning network. In a recent American Thinker piece, Chowka pointed out that many Fox contributors have been rattled to the point of tears over the fact that Trump didn't parrot the media talking points about Charlottesville. Didn't know, when did we become patriots, or when did patriots become parrots? When did we become a bird? We have our own minds. We have our own minds. Use them. So should the flaky stream media. The flaky stream media. See what comes with flake stream media? They all seem like a bunch of flakes lately. They can't report anything honestly anymore. Most mainstream news organizations are siding with a left-wing narrative and blaming President Trump for his unconventional reaction to the events at Charlottesville, explained the article. They are also largely absolving the anarchist and Antifa participants of any responsibility for the violence that took place. I don't. I condemn Antifa. I condemn BLM. I condemn all the bullshit that they're providing. The bullshit violence, I condemn it. This is going to stop. As far as I'm concerned, if you're committing acts of violence or horror, you are just as guilty as a terrorist. You should be ashamed of yourself. Of course, the president took a different approach and called out both sides for contributing to the hatred and violence. Recent events such as the assault on police by leftist protesters in Boston and the shooting of 2 officers by an apparent black supremacist in Florida have somewhat vindicated Trump's comments, but that hasn't stopped Fox News from appearing conflicted and emotionally triggered. Of course not. Can you believe him? It's been a bizarre week for the folks at Fox News, explained Newsweek. For many of the network's personalities, it's been one of the most challenging weeks since Trump took office, and the tears have been steadily streaming on live television for its millions of viewers nationwide. Are you serious? On August 16th, Fox News contributor Gianno Caldwell, a black Republican, slammed the president and claimed that he couldn't sleep because of Trump's response to Charlottesville. He's full of shit. Again, we have quite a black population in my area, and I think about probably 90% of the people I saw were avid Trump supporters. So they knew enough about Donald J. Trump before he became president that they weren't willing to do anything else. And they're black. Go figure. You wouldn't believe in my job at Kmart how many black people would come up and I would just say something funny about taxes and he said, that's why we need to elect Donald J. Trump. And I'm not gonna, well, okay, so some of these narratives the MSM is pushing are really weird because that's a handful of black guys just today that have told me I need to vote for Donald J. Trump. Come right out and said it. I mean, I was just joking about Uncle Sam stealing our money. Okay, so I come today with a very heavy heart, Caldwell said, while visibly crying last night. I couldn't sleep at all because President Trump, our president, has literally betrayed the conscience of our country. Not really. The next day, Fox host Melissa Francis started crying on the air after she revealed that she felt judged about her position about Trump in Charlottesville. She felt judged. You reporters are supposed to report Don't... God, can you not understand that? Lord have mercy. And a 28-year-old Catherine Timpf, a white woman born long after the Civil Rights Movement, also seemed to be constantly on the verge of tears and appeared to virtue signal about Trump's comments. I have too much eye makeup on right now to be crying. It's disgusting, she said. As a reminder of the comments made by Trump that Timpf and others called out as, excuse me, couldn't get that, disgusting incident, condemning violence and calling on all Americans to love each other. That's where the churches come in. They call on you and I to love each other. We should call on ourselves to love one another. We should call on our own inner the spirit and the God who created us. There is only one God. There is only one God. God Almighty. Okay, and here I believe is President Trump's statement. We condemn in the strongest possible terms the egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence that's on many sides. It has no place in America, President Trump said on the day of the Charlottesville incident. So it wasn't quick enough, wasn't good enough, wasn't... this is the way the left-looking media is going to spin everything. Because the left-looking media want to control you and me. Don't fall for it, American patriots. Don't fall for it. Rise up. Rise up, America. The hate and the division must stop, and must stop right now, Trump also stated. We have to come together as Americans with love for our nation and true affection, and really, I say this so strongly, true affection for each other. Why that statement of unity was seen as disgusting by Fox News contributors was unclear. Fox News hosts Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and Jesse Waters were more fair to the president during the fallout from Charlottesville, but seemed to be in the minority at the cable network. Of course. Of course. Because they're trying to do it right. So let's give Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, and Jesse Waters, let's give them a good thumbs up, give them a nice pat on the back for trying to stay true to professional journalism and not the bullshit, false, left-looking media narrative. It disgusts me. I can't even watch. If my TV's on during NBC News, it happens to be on once in a while, but if that comes on NBC, CBS, ABC, whoever it is, they can't seem to get the right. It appalls me. It appalls me. They just can't seem to get it, right. And why are we giving Antifa and them thugs so much coverage on national television? Why would you do that? Only to control the point. Only to control the American people. Only to control the narratives. Only to control the news flow. The only reason they're doing it is to control everything. You and me and everything else. They want total control and total domination over you and me. And that is fact. That is fact. That trend could be a sign that a power struggle or civil war, to borrow Chauka's somewhat ironic description, could be unfolding at Fox. The criticism of Trump by network executives seems to confirm that observation. 21st Century Fox CEO James Murdoch went on the record deploring Trump and appearing to criticize its own news channel for some of its pro-Trump coverage. Chauka wrote, the ratings have taken a hit too. MSNBC ranked as the #1 network across all of cable and total viewers for the first time in its history, according to Nielsen data. All right, American patriots, apparently some of you are still out there watching MSNBC. Knock it off. They're reporting all sorts of false garbage. Don't buy into this stuff. they're reporting it the way they want you to view it. And they're leaving a lot out that they shouldn't be leaving out. For Wednesday, August 16th, MSNBC averaged 1.52 million viewers for the total day. Across all of cable, edging out second place Fox News, who averaged 1.5 million, continued the report. All of this suggested that major changes may be coming soon to the embattled network, and executives and hosts try to figure out where they stand on Trump. There could also be opportunities for rival news sources to become news favorites among the president's diehard supporters. Those opportunities could be a goldmine for aggressive media moguls, including Steve Bannon, who recently returned to Breitbart News and pledged an all-out war of words in defense of the president. Recent history has shown that it is not smart to be against. Recent history has shown that it's not smart to bet against Donald Trump. We will have to watch closely to see what happens if Fox News decides to distance itself from the president. Please like and share on Facebook so everyone is aware of the turmoil at Fox News. Is Fox right or wrong in its recent criticism of the president? Scroll down to comment below. In my view, he's wrong, or Fox News is wrong. Except the three hosts that are trying to give him fair coverage. We know who those are: Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and man, I wish I could remember the other guy's name. Darn it! But there's three of them. So they're trying to at the very least, give President Trump fair coverage. Maybe we'll talk them into starting on their own YouTube channels. Anyway, so let's get on with some weather. How's that sound? Grab your coffee, take a swig of coffee, or whatever you got there. I'm not telling anyone. Your mother knows you well enough, so does your dad. Cheers, my friends. All right, let's get this together here. So what do we have here? Okay, here we go. Current conditions, if you live in or near the Traverse City, Michigan area, 61 degrees. Feels like 61, high of 66. Woo. Chilly day today in the Grand Traverse region. Low of 51. Closest lightning strike, 809 miles away. No need to worry there for those of you that live in that area. Current winds about 6 miles an hour northwest. And there's no precip today, but UV is high, UV index is high, and pollen is 10.2 high. Again, it was low yesterday, now it's high. Go figure. And tell me if you'd rather have me do the current conditions or maybe the 10-day, or both. So let's see, if you live in the on the eastern shore, Sherwood, Maryland, eastern Maryland, that area, 79 degrees is your current temp. Feels like 79, high 81, low of 71. Current winds are north at 2 miles an hour. Closest lightning strike to you is 305 miles away, and still no need to worry. Wind is, I did that. And your UV index is high. And your pollen index is medium high. Not sure why ours is so high, but it's weird. I didn't think we had that much pollen, but apparently lately we do. If you live in the Naples, Florida area, 78 degrees is your current temp. Feels like 78, high at 89, low at 76. And the wind is north at 5 miles an hour. Current closest lightning strike to you is 99 miles away. It says stay alert. This is courtesy of the weathwrbug out of Germantown, Maryland, and I hope they certainly appreciate the plug. Which I'm not trying, I'm only trying to give them fair credits. And if you live in the Claxton, Georgia area, somewhere in that area, 75 degrees, feels like 75 degrees, high at 91, low at 74. Your current winds north at 7 miles an hour. Current closest lightning strike to you in Claxton, Georgia is 294 miles away. And your UV index is high, very high. And your pollen count is 4.0, low to medium. Wonder how that works out. So, we'll go to, let's do Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Current temp is 81, feels like 88, high at 88, low at 77. They're hot. They're hot today. Wind is north at 3 miles an hour. Current lightning strike to you is 160 miles away if you live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And your UV index is very high. Pollen count is 5.6, medium. And so, hey there, Northeastern Illinois. How's it going today? You're up next. Northeastern Illinois, your current temp is, wow, it's cold over there. 58 degrees. Feels like 58. High is 62, low 58. Oh boy, wow. Or low 56, excuse me. You guys are colder than we are. Of course, we're on the northwestern side. I mean, I'm on the northwestern side of my state, so go figure. I'm in Michigan, I'm on the northwestern side of my state. And in northeastern Illinois, your current closest lightning strike is 848 miles away. No need to worry. Winds are 18 miles an hour. Oh, no wonder it's so cold. West, 18 miles an hour. Woo! That makes it cold, especially out of north. And oh, I forgot. Sun up. It was 6:07 or 6:37 today. Sun down. Looks like it's about 8:23 over there today. Sorry, I can't get the rest of your information here. It won't bring it up. Apologize. I can't tell you what your UV index is or anything of that nature. And wow. So, folks, just be wary of the left-licking media out there. The left-lickers, all they're looking to do is, lick the insane liberal butts in Congress and the Senate. I don't have much more good to say about them. Like I said, I know a handful of liberals who apparently are much, much smarter. They're not breaking down and crying having crying episodes every 5 minutes because President Trump said something the wrong way. They simply just do what most people do. You don't want to hear it, you turn the TV off, or you turn that particular channel off. They'll often say, commit, I don't want to hear that stuff. And they'll turn it. They'll turn it something else, do something else, put on another video or something. So it is what it is, and I mean, there's no need to get so upset. This is ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. There's just no need for this. President Trump is president. He is my president and your president. And liberals, you need to get used to it. By the way, my friends, American Patriots, I'm going to create some petitions. We're going to get some petitions out there sometime in the coming few days. You will not know my exact timing. And I say that for the liberal junkies out there who seemingly want to just push garbage and false narratives and fake news. So look for some petitions to come. I think we should abolish the 25th Amendment, at least while Trump is in office. So somehow let's help me figure this out. Leave a comment suggestion. Give me any suggestions you can come up with. Please help me with this. These are crazy people trying to tell me and you that we're crazy for voting for a man who's outside of the political spectrum. Well, how's he doing? I'll tell you, he's doing just great. You look at him when he does these speeches now versus when he was candidate Donald J. Trump. He has done a much better job at being more a civilized person. And no one can disagree with that. No one should disagree with that. And I'm not saying that to be mean to Donald J. Trump, our president. And many of my viewers, many of my subscribers, or a handful of you know how I feel about this, and know where I was. I was not originally on board with the Trump agenda until I saw the evil from the other sides and the hate. And then one of the kickers was when someone lied and called and said that Ben Carson wasn't running anymore. He was one of my original. I was going to originally vote for him. Once I heard one of the candidates calling around, telling people they didn't have to vote for Ben Carson because he wasn't running now. That he dropped out of the race. Well, that told me just how dishonest many of them are. And Donald J. Trump really had no reason to be dishonest because he had nothing to lose. He's got all the money he needs. He's got all the wealth he needs. He's got everything he needs. He's got a good family. And you can see that. So, here he is. He had nothing to lose or to gain. Other than, perhaps an awesome legacy. Folks, let's give him a chance. I don't care if you're liberal. Give him a chance. Let him see what he can do. Yeah, it's that simple, Yeah, y'all gave Jack Turd there a chance. And my fellow American patriots, you know who I'm talking about. That black bomb that was in office prior to President Trump. Anyway, my friends, this is enough for today. Hope you've enjoyed. Good morning, USA. I am your host, Mr. Nick. God bless you all, and God bless America. God bless our President, Donald J. Trump, his administration, and his family. And please, 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 all American patriots, pray for our President, his family, his administration, his agenda. Pray that he is fully protected to the teeth, that he is fully protected and surrounded by law-abiding security officials and Secret Service, that their only goal and objective is to protect our President of the United States. And God bless you, my fellow American patriots. Have a great day, and this is Mr. Nick for Good Morning USA. I'm out.